Hi everyone, hi teacher. My name is Oscar Javier. Today I say you about great woman in the skate about of Liz Murray. In general, the woman other viewed for determinations, courage, and hope. On the other hand, I use the structural grammatical past simple, her life and challenges. I say it first. Liz was born in the Bronx, New York on September 22 in year 1980. Second, she grew up in a poor family and both of her parents, I'm sorry, were addicted to drugs. Because on the third, she often went hungry and missed many days of school. On the other hand, I used the structural grammatical past perfect for I told you about events before others in the past. Before she decided to go back to school, she had experienced years of homelessness. She had lost her family, her home, and her hope for a better future. However, after all the pain, she realized she still had the power to change her life. On the other hand, I say use I use present perfect for toolkits about her achievements up to now. In fact, third outer viewed field motivational speaker. He had become a motivational speaker and writer. She had shared her story with thousands of people around the world. Second is the overviewed. More important is the Harvard graduate. She had graduated from Harvard University. After studying, she had arrived University Harvard, sometime that once seemed impossible. However, she was too able. She I do possible. Third, inspirations. Therefore, her life had inspired many young people to believe in education and perseverance. On the other hand, I use structural grammatical fields conditionals about real situation and consequence. Uh, Second, overviewed. First, individual effort. If students work hard and believe in themselves, they will achieve their dreams just like Liz did. Second, societal support. If society supports people in need, more stories like hers will happen. Other hands, I use structura gramática second conditional about imaginary difference outcomes. I talk you first. If Leeds hadn't been too strong, she wouldn't have changed her life. Second, if her parents had received help earlier, maybe Leeds would have had an easier childhood. Although her life was painful, she used her past as motivation instead of an excuse. And finish, no matter how difficult life is, there is always hope. Leeds Murray history teach us that no matter how difficult life is, there is always hope. She transformed her pain into strength and proved that dreams are possible with effort, education, and faith. Thank you very much, teacher, for your attention.